Pittsburgh Steelers fans, welcome back to the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. My name is Mark. I'm your host, and thank you once again because we are almost at 400 subscribers, and man, that is crazy. Now we are about what are we about 1 month away from the draft. We still don't know who we're going to go at number 20. We still don't know who we're going to go for our second pick in round two. There's still a lot of questions up in the air. Will Terrell Edmonds sign back with us? There are reports now that Colbert says he doesn't, want to go after Tyrann Mathieu. But what I wanted to dive in today is Mike Tomlin is out there doing work, man. Mike Tomlin, as look, maybe we'll get into this in the future, and I do respect everyone's opinion, but I think Mike Tomlin is a winner. All right, 100%. I think Mike Tomlin is a winner and has been a great coach for this organization. And if there's one thing, some people might say, well, he's a terrible coach. He can't win Super Bowls. It's Cowher's team. It's this and that, right? But you can't question the guy's work ethic. He is going around all the pro days. He went around with Malik Willis, Pickett, and I think even Corral too. Went to around all the pro days that he could get amongst, and he's just doing quote unquote his due diligence as a Steelers coach. That's what he does, right? He's putting in the work. He's part of the competition committee, so he's now had I guess one of the press conference over yesterday or the last few days, and he's talked a lot of things about the Steelers. But I wanted to bring up one thing that intrigued me with his relationship with Mitchell Trubisky. Now, I am not the biggest fan of Trubisky right now. The minute we signed him, everyone was saying, Mitchburg, right? But he hasn't even thrown a pass yet in the black and gold uniform. But what instills confidence in me is the confidence that Mike Tomlin shows in Trubisky, right? And he's down there for the competition committee, and they want to change all the rules like they do every year. It's trying to make the game better. But besides the point, the reporters were asking Mike Tomlin about Mitchell Trubisky, and here's what he had to say. While talking about Mitchell Trubisky, Mike Tomlin says, "We were really interested in Mitch. He was really interested in us, and those are good things," said Tomlin. "He was just an attractive guy to us, and it didn't require us to use any of our draft capital." Now, that's a key point right there. We picked him up for a 2-year contract, Trubisky. I think it's $14 million a year from memory. And we didn't use any draft capital. So we still have our number one. So we didn't use any capital right there. So that's already one positive, I think, that Mike Tomlin is trying to say with bringing in a veteran guy like Trubisky. Right. He then goes on to say, for his second point, talking about Mitch, he's been a winner. He's got experience and youth, and he's healthy. It was just so much of his profile that was attractive to us in terms of what we were looking for in that position. So this says to me, is he talking about, the longevity of a player, the health of the player is awesome, right? But what is attractive as well is this has to be an upgrade, right, over Rudolph. Now, I will go on record 1,000% and say, I don't care who starts at quarterback. I do not care who starts, right? If it's Haskins, Rudolph, or Trubisky, I want quarterback competition. That's what I want, okay? That's what I want. But knowing the fact that Tomlin is talking this well about Trubisky to bring him into the locker room is giving me more confidence in this team and giving me more confidence going into the draft, the preseason, and getting all our ducks in a row. And the Steelers are starting to look like a professional football team, like a team that can go to the playoffs and win. And that's what I hope, because Mike Tomlin is ensuring confidence that there is a reason why they went out and chose Trubisky to be QB number one. Hopefully, if that happens, if there is a competition out there, like I said, I don't care who wins. If it's Haskins, if he comes from nowhere and gets QB1, fantastic. If it's Rudolph and saves his career and he goes and wins QB1, great too. But if it's the confidence being shown from Mike Tomlin on Trubisky by bringing him in as a Steeler, then I am all in. I am all in. I am $100,000 on black on whatever on 32. I am all in. All right, I am doubling down. I'm ready to go because that makes me feel better as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, knowing we have a chance this season, right? And then he goes on to say too on his last question or quote here, what we do offensively, or what any coach does offensively, needs to be centered around the talents of those that are performing, said Tomlin. Whether you're talking about quarterback, running back, or what have you, I know that's the approach that Matt and I are going to take. We're going to work to highlight his skill set and work to minimize things that are not attractive. And I think that that's just a function of coaching. When you talk about the style of offense, I think about coaching and less about the individual talents of players, right? So basically, to me, that says he wants to focus on the good. No matter who you have in your locker room, you need to focus on the positive, and you got to deal with the negative too. If they're a bad player and they're doing bad things, you can only coach them as far as you can, but you need to focus on their positives. And hopefully, Mitchell Trubisky coming in to fight for QB1, and be that starter, the Pittsburgh starter we need at quarterback. Maybe things can change and we can go out and we can win a playoff game, right? So this whole idea of this video today, guys, is I wanted to premise the fact that if Mike Tomlin is confident in this guy, then I trust the process. I trust the Steelers organization, Kevin Colbert, who's his last year's GM. They're building this roster together now. Things are starting to happen. We've got our defense, and that's intact. We still have TJ Watt. We have so many great players on this defense, right? And if you have that much confidence in Trubisky for 2 years, there could be a bigger deal after. We don't know, depending how he plays. But knowing the fact that the whole world and the NFL and everyone's, giving us a bit of grief about being the worst team in the NFL, man, or the fourth in the division, I don't think it's going to go that way. I think we have started to shore up the O-line, bring some pieces back, and having this much confidence from Tomlin with a quarterback. And yes, he's going out there and having dinner with all the, the rookie quarterbacks, but that's part of his job, right? But still, bringing a veteran guy in like Trubisky now and having the words from Tomlin saying that he has like faith, he has a good relationship with Trubisky, and there's a reason they brought him in, and both sides are happy. Trubisky wants to go out there and resurrect his career. He had a whole year off with the Bills. He had a really bad time with the Bears. Now coming to Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Steelers, he can really get after it and start to build that career, that Hall of Fame career. If look, it's hard to say now, right? But that's what you want to do. If you want to become a Hall of Fame player, you have to start winning and start winning championships. And I think he can do that with this offense and this defense as well. I think it can happen. Now, I am biased. I'm totally biased, right? I think they can win every year, okay? So if you're coming here and you want to hear the facts about that Trubisky is terrible, and then we will go, what are we, 6 and what can they be now? 6 and I've chosen the bad 6 and 11, right? The Steelers don't do that. The Steelers just don't. The amount of time I've been watching over the last 20 years, they don't do that. They just don't want to lose. We will never tank. We will never give up. We'll never surrender. They just don't do that. So I'm very optimistic about this team. I'm now even more optimistic about Trubisky, knowing the fact that Tomlin is highlighting him in such a praise and such a fact as well like that. It gives me the confidence to say, oh, yeah, I might give him a shot because I have been over the last few weeks, off and on the Trubisky edition. It's like I said, it's like when you bring, there's a new friend come to the group and you're like, oh, hey, mate, how are you? Yeah, g'day, John. Yeah, mate, nice to meet you. and your best friend starts hanging out with him, you get a bit like, oh, who's this guy? I'm a bit like, push off a little bit like that. But now knowing that Tomlin and Colbert believe in Trubisky and Mitch, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what can happen with this draft. I really am. Hey guys, thanks for checking out Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. My name's Mark, and we are so close to 400 subscribers. So if you do enjoy the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't enjoy it, that's fair enough. That's life. But one thing that I hope if you do subscribe, and I'll put a test out to you there. If you are a Steelers fan and you hate the Browns or you hate the Bengals as much as I do, or you can't stand the Ravens, just hit that like or hit that sub, because we're on the same page. You and I are on the same page. I'm a Steelers fan. I'm from Australia, but I'm a Steelers fan. You are a Steelers fan, and we are on the same goal to go out and cheer our team on to raise the 7th Lombardi. All right, we're here for the black and gold. That's all we're here for. All right, guys, thanks for checking out Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate, and we'll see you later.